And so tell me a little bit about, so you've gone through this incredible journey, and then that breaking, and you said sharing.
Mm-hmm.
So your life now is about sharing your journey, the process of your breaking, and then also the process of your coming together, I guess. So tell us a little bit about your journey now and kind of how your work reflects that.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of at a full circle in my life. When I was young, something was put in me that I felt that God had created me to be a godly person and to save people. And I felt like that was for Jesus, and then when I didn't have Jesus, then I had HIV. So then I started becoming these AIDS activist and HIV activist and queer activist. And that's how I was saving the world. And I didn't really see that as a spiritual experience. But once I got sober, I got to see that there were queer people more like myself, and even maybe more worse than me, if you will, from that point of view, who had spiritual lives and talked about God. And it was the first time that I saw that those things too could exist. And so then I was able to look back and see that actually my AIDS meant the work that I did as an AIDS activist, the work that I did with young people was actually what was initially, I guess, thought to be my goal to begin with. It just wasn't for Jesus. It was for HIV prevention. And then getting sober opened up this idea of spirituality and God again, which was not the same God I went to church with, and it wasn't Jesus. But it just opened up this idea of relying on something other than myself to I guess, to live life, and to also, again, to realize, I don't know why. I never would have said that the world was out to get me or that God was out to get me, but I definitely lived my life as if the world was out to get me. And once I started to kind of think of the idea of, could there be a power that's bigger than me? I hope there is. And is it helpful? Sometimes I feel like it's just helpful, whether it's true or not. It's helpful for me to believe and think that maybe it wants for me what I want for me. And initially, I just brought God into my life to increase my capacity for success. I felt like, if I have God in my life, because I was totally not. I was succeeding in a lot of ways, but I was failing in a lot of ways. And I felt like.
And what do you mean what do you by succeeding? Because I think so many people have different definitions.
Yeah. Well, I was the executive director and a founder of an HIV/AIDS organization. I was the top gay and in the state of Idaho, and I was traveling the country.
Gay. I want that. I want the top gay.
I know. I wasn't a top, but I was gay. Either way. But and that really wasn't. But that's just the way that it felt. And I was traveling all over the country, and I was in magazines and on TV and all these sorts again. And again, in some ways, these were things that I probably never would have had access to or experienced if I didn't get HIV to begin with. Which is kind of an interesting thing, again, to be grateful for. There are a lot of tragic things that have happened in my life that I've now been so grateful because it's given me the opportunity to exist in a way that I don't think I could have before.